What up, YouTube? And Drone Days is soon to be here. How is Drone Days gonna interact with YouTube? Well, I'm gonna show you. If I can figure out how to, nope, not that button. Where's the button to spin it around? Bam! Right there. Jacob, what's going on, brother? So, how we are going to incorporate Drone Days, which is a Facebook group, to this, we're going to click on videos, and bam, we are going live. That shouldn't be the cover photo there. I had a different cover photo. But, that's fine, whatever. So, we're going to click here. We're going to... Uh-oh. There. Almost got the whole echo effect. So we're going to copy this, and we're going to go over to Drone Days, which is here, which I have a post already started. And we are going to talk about FPV. So give me a second here, and we're going to drop this right here. And we are going to post this right here. And bam. Now that's on Facebook, and maybe people from Drone Days will join. Links right there. So what we are going to do here is we are going to tip it back around this way, and we are going to take a walk. Take a walk with me. Take a walk. We are walking, and bam. We are kind of on my workbench here. Got a little spinner here just for eye appeal. That spinner works excellent. But anyway, FPV. I've already noted that I'm not the best FPV flyer. First off, what is FPV? First person view. It could be first person view, my first person view, my depth perception of flying a drone, or what most people talk about is FPV, first person view of the drone. And as you can see, all these drones have cameras on them. They're 5.8 gigahertz camera. That's kind of like a Clover antenna. Then we kind of have different antenna here. I'm not really sure what that's called. As people chime in, they'll be able to help me with the technical names, as I don't know the technical names. Even on this, even on the Cyclone, Jacob, the Cyclone is the drone that I said you should probably get. It's not going to come with a battery on it. It's not going to come with a camera on it. I did that. You can get one with a camera in there. As you can see, it has a camera, but unless you have a brand new phone, it's probably not going to connect to that. All these have cameras on it, even this big one back here. This one's here for a reason. It has a monster camera on it. This is a monster, and we almost dropped it because I have the shell partially off. That way I could show you inside it. iPhone 6. If that's the newest iPhone, that'll probably work. This one has a camera on it. Chris, thank you. Happy you're here. Dan, what is going on, brother? So this has the same type of camera that all these do, minus the fact that you can put an SD card into. So, let's talk FPV. At least FPV for me. The easiest thing to fly FPV here for me is one of these two, which I haven't actually tried to fly this one, FPV. This is almost identical to this one. This one came like this, though. This one came shelled and cambered and whatnot. And this one here had to put a camera on it, and that is a Whoop. Whoop, whoop in the house. We got two of them sitting here. This is the Eachine, I think. Yep, Eachine 101. That's what this one is. Haven't really tried this one, but with these, how I'm able to fly FPV with these easily is, let's see. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do it. If you can see the front on there, the front tiny Whoop. The jam. If you could see that, you could see the blades and the guards in front of there. I'm able to see that in my goggles when I'm flying, and that helps me orientate. This guy, the camera, we'll pick it up for you. Do you use a Fat Shark? I don't use a Fat Shark. I am not buying a Fat Shark until I have mastered flying FPV. There's no reason for me to go all in if I don't know how to do it well. This is the Starfall. As you can see, there's nothing in front of this camera. This camera just sees. It's a wide-angled camera, very wide perspective camera, and I can't see anything on the drone for this. And with that being said, I lost this twice trying to fly FPV. What type of camera on the Starfall? It's claimed to be a 1080p. I think it's a 720p camera, and it is a 5.8 gigahertz, just like everything on this table. And again, it does have recording capabilities. In the top here, you can insert an SD card. So That's what works easiest for me. And as you can see, we are loaded with batteries. I have more batteries than this that I'm going to cut slots out and put in here. We'll pull this off. We'll put this over here. The B6 charger, this is a generic one, but the B6 charger has worked well for me. And you could get the generic one. It's going to cost you a little bit less. You're going to have to buy the adapter for the power cord because it didn't come with it, which was readily available. Wasn't too hard to find. And then, bam. You get a board like this, and you could go down and charge the majority of those batteries on here. What SIM card do you use? I generally use a Class 10 SIM card, Jacob. Class 10 is your highest recording speed, and it's going to give you better quality video when you decide to pull it off of it and post it. This right side, right here, the mangled one, I have so I could basically charge anything, which I don't see. Trying to look for another battery. Well, here, let me just take this. Hypothetically, if I wanted to, I can just plug that in, and even with the Bugs 6 battery, or the Bugs 3's battery, all I'd have to do is, come on, there's 2 prongs there. All I gotta do is match up the prongs, plug it in there, positive and negative, and I'm able to charge off this board. I don't generally do that with this. I generally only use this board for 1 cells. So your common connector, which is, bam, let's see. Right there's a little more common connector. That's what I would use that for. Let's get some light on it so it focuses. That's what I'd use that for, really. And these connections here, as you can see the battery on there, this battery right here is what the eSheen runs off of. It's not the same battery. It's an underplug as opposed to a linear, like the battery goes in like that and it plugs into that wire there. So although they look a lot alike, they have different batteries, and this board is set up for both types of batteries here. This right here, the Cyclone, I bought this. Why my FPV on my Bugs 2 only go like 50 feet and get stuck buffering? But I don't know. I honestly don't know. I can't tell you about the Bugs 2 just because we'll turn around. So we can talk here. Nope, that's not turning around. Bam. Bugs 2. Whoop, wrong way. I can't really tell you about the Bugs 2 just because I don't have. Bam, there. Try to look into the camera so we're looking. I don't have a smart device that'll connect to the Bugs 2's FPV, so I've never used it. It is operating off of a 5.8 gigahertz Wi-Fi connection, which is shorter than 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi connection, so that's a very good possibility. LOL, what do you use for your video? What do I use for my video? Regarding what? Regarding this video? This video, I'm using a cell phone. For my videos on YouTube, my hat cam, no problem, NorCal. For my hat cam, I use a 4K cam that I have done. Hat, bam, he said hat. My 4K camera, I use for my hat cam, and it's crystal clear. Occasionally, I'll send it up on a drone if I want really, really dope footage. I do have a review of the camera itself on my YouTube. Just type in JDrone 4K camera. You're going to come up to the review of the exact camera that I use for my hat cam. But we're going to go ahead and turn this back around. So right here, this guy, again, same situation with the Bugs 2. It has a camera. It is FPV, but I can't connect to it because it's that same 5.8 gigahertz Wi-Fi that it's emitting that I don't have a smart device to connect to it. So I've connected. Same type of camera we have over here on these drones. I've connected a 5 point. How much is your Skyrider Pro? How much is your Skyrider Pro? What are you talking about? How much is my Skyrider Pro? I don't sell personal drones, but elaborate on what you're talking about. I'm willing to entertain all questions and comments. I've set it up just like that. The only difference is I don't have the camera running off of the battery or running off of the board. I've created my own line of connection here, which is super simple. And to start that, all we have to do is plug in the 2 wires in the back, and it starts the camera. I'd really like to find one of these cameras, and maybe you guys know if there's 5.8 gigahertz cameras like that. I'm sorry for the lighting condition. Like that you can buy that is much like the Starfalls. where you can enter SD card into it. Because if I could buy individual ones of these and enter a SIM card into it, that'd be awesome. How much did you get your drone for? Which Skyrider? Skyrider Pro. The Condor? Skyrider Condor? Need to be a little bit more specific. I have a lot of drones, brother. But yeah, back to the charger here. I would highly recommend you getting, if you have more than one drone, if you have like 2 to 3 drones, I'd highly recommend you getting one of these chargers because they're very versatile. Like something like this. I showed you guys the last feed, me modding this a little bit. That way I could charge basically anything I wanted to. Positive and negative feed right there. I can charge basically anything I want to off that positive and negative feed that runs right to there. This is a balanced charger. This is a XT60 balanced charger, but I've modded it. So again, I can run anything off of it. And all these, bam, I don't know if you can see that positive and negative, they all plug into that positive and negative spot. So it's a good charger to have on hand. All right, that's basically the gist of what I wanted to do here. I wanted to show you what's working for me easiest. Dude, by sight, for some reason, I was able to fly by sight very easily. It didn't take me a long period of time. I can fly this by sight. I can fly the Falcon. Falcon. Which one's the Falcon? Is that the Hexacopter? I love you, Jay. Have to go. Chris, appreciate you coming in. Be easy. But anyway, this. I can fly line of sight for several hundred meters. I really want to be able to fly with goggles on and fly something like that really well. And what's working for me right now that I'm able to fly in my yard, fly around bushes and whatnot, is one of these. And eventually what it's going to be, this has a gyroscope in it, 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 but the controller has a switch so you could turn off the gyroscope. And to my perception, fly in complete acro mode. Fly without a gyroscope and fly like a racer, because that's what this is designed to do. That's what I want to do. I want to be able to fly and then straight up, bam! Like you see guys flying up sides of buildings and whatnot. I want to be able to do that. I think it's so cool. I have friends that are in the racing scene. They're not using something as large like this. They're using smaller ones that they've built and just buzzing around, flying through loops, flying through gaps and whatnot. I want to do that. And again, drone like this is slow enough and is responsive enough that I'm able to do that with one of these with a set of goggles on. So, bam. There's a little spinach action for you guys. That's a different looking type of spinner. We're not going to do a review on a spinner or anything here. But maybe we will. I didn't get into the whole spinner craze, the fidget thing. At all. What drone got you started into them all? Dan Hall, the drone that got me started into them all is the Sky Viper 950 HD. The Sky Viper 950 HD my wife got for me, got me for Christmas, and I was flying it outside in the winter, and I was constantly losing it because I wasn't a pro at it, and I was taking it too far and it was dropping, and I'd have to dig through snow to find it. So do you still have your glow-in-the-dark striker? Yes, I still have my glow-in-the-dark striker. So I got a second drone. The drone that I learned to fly on was the Striker from World Tech Toys. It's an X5 clone with a crappier camera that will take the Syma X5C's camera, and then it just dominates. It gets better range than the X5C. So plain and simple, to answer your question, it was the Sky Viper 950 HD, which has a dope camera on it. SD card, no FPV, no app, no nothing. So that was definitely that. But back to the spinner. Bam. I don't know. A lot of people have these. They're everywhere. I've seen them everywhere. This is a little bit different one. I got this in like a Five Below. I don't know if you are familiar with a Five Below store. For me, it is mildly stress relieving. It really is. I don't know. I don't know if the propulsion of spinning is drawing stress out of me. Maybe it's the same reason I really like to fly drones. Maybe the spinning, which What time are you going to make another video? I don't know, dude. I have a lot of work on my plate, man. That's why we're going live right now, because it's also raining. We're getting Texas's rain up here finally. And so I don't know when I'm going to make another video. I don't know when I'm going to be able to fly, because, again, I do work. And somebody had asked, what do I do for a living? I'm in the catering and planning the business. We do a lot of weddings. We do a lot of parties. We do a lot of everything. My kids have tons of them. Batman symbols is their favorite, but you think since your phone does connect to FPV for... Hold on. Phone connects to FPV small distance, make a device capable with 5.8 gigahertz. Okay. All right. We'll touch on that. Okay. We'll go back this way. Here. Let's get out of there. I will explain. 2.4 gigahertz, let's get out of there. 2.4 gigahertz FPV, which is your traditional Wi-Fi, which I don't think I have anything sitting around here. No. No, I don't. 2.4 gigahertz is your traditional Wi-Fi. 2.4 gigahertz is what everything is used off of. Your in-house cordless phones, your cell phones, your Wi-Fi in-house, and what is this? Okay, sorry guys, my wife was showing me her phone, which looks really cool. Now I look like Two-Face. I'm like glowy Two-Faced. But yeah, 2.4 gigahertz. Anything wireless is operating off of, there's a drone named after you. That's cool. You should get it to me and send it to me. I'm joking. Or contact the manufacturer and tell them, hey, you should send J-Drone his J-Drone drone. Back to the Wi-Fi thing. I'm sorry, I'm kind of bouncing all over the place. That's kind of what I do. 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Everything streams off of 2.4 gigahertz. Everything. I kind of explained this, I think, in my last post, or maybe it was the post on Facebook. 2.4 gigahertz. If you can see all the signals, you wouldn't be able to see past your face. That's how congested the 2.4 gigahertz wavelength is. It is a strong wavelength, though. It is much stronger than the 5.8 gigahertz wavelength. That's why you're getting limited range off the 5.8 gigahertz. The DJI Spark has an option. It's a more direct feed. The 5.8 gigahertz is a more direct feed because it's in a less consumed signal airspace, if that makes any sense, but it is a shorter distance. It will only go a shorter distance versus the 2.4. Why? I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me because, again, the airwave is less congested. But the DJI Spark has a switch that you can switch the drone over to see FPV 2.4 or 5.8. Again, 5.8, you're going to get a more direct and maybe even a little bit clearer because the airspace is less congested with the signal as opposed to the 2.4, but you're going to get less visual perception that's going to last longer on the 5.8 versus the 2.4 Wi-Fi. So that's a very good reason why you're not getting that. And again, this Cyclone, I have two other Cyclones. The Cyclone with the camera, which you can see, focus, which you can see there is a camera in there, operates off the same thing, and I can't access it. And again, that's why I've put FPV on this, because this thing flies super, super high. It is bad weather to fly your waterproof. Is it bad weather to fly your waterproof drone? No, I could fly my waterproof drone in rain, but again, as I've stated, I have work. And with that being said, I'm not going to go outside, get all wet and whatnot before work, because then I'd have to change and then I'd have to shower. Otherwise, I'd smell like a wet dog and whatnot. But yeah, I could definitely go outside and fly my waterproof drones in it if I wanted to. All right, guys, I'm not gonna make this an hour-long live feed here. I just wanted to kind of get at you, let you know what was working for me as far as FPV. I feel your pain. I was going to get a Unique Breeze, but phone wouldn't work with it. Exactly. Phone, dude, phone's an issue. You have to have a new phone for some of these higher grade drones. I mean, even this one, this isn't really a higher grade drone, man. This is a X5C killer. And you have to have a new phone to access the camera on it. This stuff right here doesn't operate off of cameras. This operates off 5.8 gigahertz FPV. It's a different signal than the Wi-Fi. It's completely different, although it is 5.8 gigahertz. It's two different lines. It's two different streams, so don't get that confused. These three can only operate off of picking it up off of a set of goggles or a screen that picks up 5.8 gigahertz. And that's what I've modified this one to do, because I can't pick up the Wi-Fi in there. So bam, nice to meet you, Jay. Keep it real, brother. Dan, pleasure to meet you, brother. I'm almost 99% positive you are over on Drone Days. Drone Days in the house. Happy to have you guys here. Always happy to go back and forth immediately with you guys, as opposed to kind of typing and whatnot. Okay, bye, but do you have to go? I don't have to go, but definitely don't have to go. But again, I have working a little bit. How far can you see your drones? Not sure how far I can see mine. I can see my drones over